Now, Tricia Egginton is the Adult Literacy Organiser here at the Longford Westmeath Education Training Board. Hello, how are you?
Hi, Lynsey. How are you?
So good to have you with us on this. The sun is splitting the stones here, even though it's only about 3 degrees at the same time. You know. It's just beautiful outside. And what a fabulous building you have here,
yes,
Tricia.
It is. It is lovely. We're lucky to have it.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah. It's absolutely huge.
Yes.
So tell me about the Longford Westmeath Education Training Board. What services do you guys provide?
Yeah, well, this is the Adult Literacy Programme here. So we really provide, starting off with people, it's quite surprising to people how many people struggle with reading and writing. So that's where we start off. Anybody who struggles with reading and writing, didn't get an education for whatever reason, they can come to us. It takes a good bit of courage to do that.
Oh, it does.
It really does, that first step. But we can promise them, you know, a relaxing one-to-one experience with a good tutor. You know, so that's where it kind of starts off. And we also have then small groups for people who want to maybe improve computer skills. A lot of us, we had to learn computer skills. I know younger people grew up with it.
The first time I sat in front of a computer, I literally sat in front of a blank screen for half an hour in the class. And this was my college days, half an hour in the class, until the tutor came around and said, Lynsey, why haven't you turned it on? I said, I don't know where the switch is.
Exactly. And you think you're going to break it, and if you do, I remember that too. Yeah. So our computer classes in particular, you work at your own pace. And I think that's really important. You don't have to keep up with the quickest person. Same with all our classes. You work at your own pace. If the tutor sees somebody's working quickly, they'll give them some more worksheets or whatever they're doing and spend more time with people who need that support. So that's the way, you know, we've a great group of tutors and they're there to help learners. And learners do tell us about the fear that they feel coming in, and the low confidence they have coming in. But then they also tell us how their confidence fairly quickly starts to build up because they realise they do know stuff. Yeah, naturally
I
enough,
can do this.
They've life skills and they bring a lot and they teach us a lot. So, you know, that's a great part of it.
So I believe there's also mosaic classes.
Yeah, we have a range of classes with things like...
so many different things to do.
Yeah, container gardening out at Belvedere, we've the computers, the mosaic, all the usual things like reading, writing, grammar, taking the fear out of maths.
Oh, stop, would you? Look, come here. Yeah. I'm still adding on my fingers. Yeah. Thank God there's a calculator on my phone.
Yeah. So for a lot of people, maths was a huge thing with fear.
I think it goes back to the way it used to be taught.
Possibly years ago.
Yeah, the way maths is taught in primary schools now is a whole different concept.
Completely
different. Fun. It's a fun thing to do. Yes. Whereas before it was a rap over the nose. And, you know, you had to know your times tables inside out, backwards, upside down, and whatever way they came out.
Yes.
Whereas today, there's a lot more fun in learning. And it's taking that heavy approach out of it.
Yes. And I suppose that's what we want to do as well, to put the fun back in to learning here as well, to make sure that it is fun.
Absolutely. You know? And when it comes to reading and writing, have you ever watched that programme on the BBC, The Repair Shop?
I have, yes.
And the presenter of that programme, there's a whole programme done about him, the fact that he couldn't read or write.
Yes.
And, you know, when you see a BBC presenter, high profile, that'll put his hand up in the air and say, I need a little bit of help with this, you think, well, if he can do it, I can do it.
Yes. And there's a lot of people we find as well doing higher level programmes and courses who may have dyslexia. It may never have been... They may never have diagnosed. They may never have had it diagnosed. And, you know, if they need a little bit of support with us, that's fine. We can do that too.
But come forward. Come and talk.
Just let us know. You know, let us know.
How do people get in touch with you? Is there a website or can they call down?
There is a website. I have my phone number. My phone number is 086 832 0649. And then we do have the website. That's LWETB.ie. And you can look under further education on that and find us on that as well.
Do you love what you do here, Tricia?
I do love what I do. I have a great bunch of tutors. There's a great atmosphere in the centre. We all love our work. We love to see learners gaining that confidence, doing things, you know, moving on. It is wonderful, you know. The other thing I want to mention as well is we do offer accreditation for people. There may be people, for example, who need a junior cert to get a particular job.
Brilliant.
So we have a level 3 programme here. Now, it doesn't do junior cert subjects.
Yes.
It does different subjects. Mosaic can be one of them.
Yeah.
Container gardening can
That's
be one of them.
brilliant.
And then you do your core subjects like your computers, your maths, but all with support.
Yeah.
And over the
always
year.
knowing never
Yes.
to be afraid.
Absolutely.
Put yourself forward.
Absolutely.
Come in and learn a new skill and open up the world.
Yes. Come and talk to us and we'll see how we can help you.
Absolutely. So give us that email address again there, Tricia, please.
Yes. It's lwetb.ie.
Okay.
And you'll find us on
Brilliant
that.
stuff. So you're loving life here, and you're here 20 years, did you say?
Yes,
Wow.
20 years, yes.
Sure, you must know half the town.
And I suppose when you say that, it's a hugely confidential thing as well. Naturally enough.
Absolutely, and
it's
goes
hugely
without
confidential
saying.
for people.
Well,
yeah.
it was great to have you in studio with us today.
Thank you.
In the OB unit, I should say, in studio. You can come into
Yes.
studio with us anytime you like.
Yes.
We'd be delighted to have you down there too. Thanks a million, Tricia.
Thank you very much, Lynsey. Lovely to talk.
And you too. Tricia Egginton, the Adult Literacy Organiser here at the Longford Westmeath Education Training Board. We are down here having so much fun at the Marlinstown Business Park in Mullingar with the LWETB. And joining me now is Niamh Penrose. Niamh is a Guidance Counsellor with the Longford Westmeath Education Training Board. You're very welcome into the show.
Hi,
How are
Lynsey.
you?
Thanks for having us.
I tell you, you look lovely.
Do I?
Very spring-like. So talk to me about what you guys do down here.
So I'm a guidance counsellor with LWETB, with the Further Education and Training Service. So there's a team of us based around the two counties, Mullingar, Athlone and Longford, and in various other locations as well. And our job is to meet with people on a one-to-one basis to try and help them figure out what pathway is most suitable to them.
Right.
So let's say you're someone at home now and you're thinking, I'd like to do something new. I'd like to learn something. I'd like to change something about my life. And I think education might be a possibility in that change. But I don't know where to start.
Right, okay.
And I think there's loads of people like that.
It's finding the starting point, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's finding where, who, where, how.
Yes, exactly. And that's what we hear all the time. So somebody can come in and meet with one of us in the guidance team and sit down with us one-to-one and have a discussion about your personal situation, your circumstances. And we'll discuss with you what you're good at, what you're not good at, what you like, what you don't like, why you might want to do something, what you hope to gain from it. And then from there we can point them in the direction of a course with ourselves, or maybe it could be a course outside of us, or maybe there could be another support service, another organisation in the locality that we know will help them out. So we'll point them in that direction either.
Yeah, because we all have our strengths and our weaknesses.
Yeah.
We're not going to be brilliant at everything.
No.
We don't expect to be, you know.
No, and we really want people to reach their own potential and figure out what that is in the first place. And then we can help them through the process of return to a course, return to education, and try and help. It's very daunting for people when they're taking that step. So we help to break that down in a kind of friendly way, in an informal way, and help them take the steps that suit themselves, that feels easy for them to get out of their comfort zone and try something new and maybe make that change.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And, you know, the first step is the hardest step.
Yeah.
And the first step is knowing that you want to do it and then putting the plan into action.
Absolutely. And you know, we find as well when we work with adults, there's a lot to consider. So if somebody wants to return to education, there's a lot of barriers that you have to discuss and try and break down. So there's financial things come up. You know, people want to know, how much is this going to cost me? Is there a grant for this? Is this going to affect my social welfare payment, or, you know, something along those lines? Or, you know, childcare, you know, who's going to mind my kids while I'm studying? Or is online study maybe better? And where is this going to get me? What qualification will this get me? And how am I going to be able to use it in the future? So there's a lot of different things that we have to work through to help people get to where they want to go.
And of course that is a big thing that people worry about. It's the cost of everything, because like with the cost of living crisis at the moment, people are saying, I can't afford to do this. If I want to feed the kids, I have to do this. In order to pay Peter, I have to rob Paul, you know, and we're living in very, very tough times. So are there grants available? Is there help available?
Yeah, well, we're very lucky. Like LWETB, the vast majority of the courses, the adult education courses in LWETB are free or very low cost. So we're very lucky that way. And then if you want to go outside of that and there is a fee attached to a course you want to do, there's a range of grants. Like there might be the Susie grant for people doing, you know, full-time education, or they may be entitled to something through Intrio if they're on a social welfare payment. And then there's very small grants available to people for certain courses. But yes, there is a cost involved in some courses that, again, we can help people plan. You know, is there a payment plan you can get involved in? You know, can you save up for this over a certain period of time? Or is there a free course there that actually is going to get you on the same path?
Yeah, because, I mean, once you get going with it, once you have, I suppose, a path in front of you and you start going down that path and doors start opening, your mind starts opening. Yeah. Do you know, there's so much to look forward to. And when you've got guidance counsellors who are more than happy to get stuck in and help you, do you know, it makes all the difference, and it makes that sailing a little bit easier.
Absolutely. And the guidance service is available then when people join a course with LWETB. We're there the duration of your journey with LWETB. So we're there to support you if you want that help to figure out the doors are opening. Maybe the doors are opening, and which one will I take now? What will I do next? And we've seen how it can transform people's lives really and have an impact on their broader families and everything. So we'll help people in the full journey, and it doesn't have to be towards, you know, a degree course or towards going to university or even changing job. It can be just for yourself.
Absolutely.
We'll help you, you know, and then before you leave, again, we'd like to work with people to make sure that they have a plan. If they want a plan, that we have a plan in place for them for their next steps afterwards.
So how do people get in touch with you if they want to, you know, get stuck into something and they want to make a plan? What's the first step? How do they get in touch?
Well, they can contact, the best email to get us on is adultguidance@lwetb.ie. And if you email there, then one of us will pick it up and we'll make an appointment to see you in a location as close to you as we can manage.
Brilliant.
And also, if you go on the website, the LWETB website, lwetb.ie, and there's a tab at the top, and go to further education and training, and all of our services are listed there. You'll see the adult guidance service, and all of our contact details are there as well.
Brilliant, Niamh. You're an absolute star. Thanks a million for joining us
Thanks
today.
for having us. Thank you.
So good. And that is Niamh Penrose, the guidance counsellor with the Longford Westmeath Education Training Board. We are here until 12. Still time to come down. Come down, say hello. We'd love to hear from you at the Marlinstown Business Park here in Mullingar. Still time to come down and say hello. We might have some goodies to give you too if you fancy making a little trip down. So far we've had so many guests on the show and each one of them has been lovely.